baby beard.
Waited for you, Fry.
This episode traumatized me as a young person.
My head is hurting again.
Where's my firstborn son?
God does not care about me masturbating.
Your singing is bad and you should feel bad.
First get out into bus, you're like, oh no!
Yeah. I don't like myself becoming the protagonist of this podcast. You've been in
Yeah, because you haven't learned anything.
Shut up and take my podcast.
It's like the sequel to Phil's drunk one. It's like when he wakes up from the sleepy drunk Phil.
Yeah, it's like when you're really dehydrated after a night out.
That was the desert. The desert shut up.
Wait,
It was also because I've seen us recently.
wait, where are we in recording? Did we just release the interview episode, or have we released one
We
after
have
that?
released an
Yeah,
interview.
This is the week. This is back to our
This is
regularly scheduled
the
programming.
sophomore.
Because we quizzed Evan Zeno about who the guest was in this episode.
And he did not get
He
it.
did not know.
No.
Because I feel like every director should know everything about their TV show ever.
Yes, that is correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Just like we know everything about Shut Up and Take My Podcast,
Yeah.
the Futurama podcast that pits episode against episode in a bloody glorious gauntlet battle for your entertainment.
That couldn't be more wrong. We could know less. We couldn't know less about this podcast.
We could know less.
What is it even about?
It's the Futurama podcast
He
that
just
pits episode
said.
against
He
episode in
literally
bloody
just
glorious gauntlet battle for your entertainment.
That makes sense.
Do you want to know what it's about?
No.
I'm joined here by Phil.
Feeling fully Buckminstered.
Feeling by Ellen.
Let's just sit here and wait for our insurance to run out.
And
We're joined here by Sean.
The way that Fry sleeps is actually a supremely comfortable way to sleep.
I
Okay,
sleep that
may
way.
I counter if you
Sure.
have a pillow?
I do it without a pillow. Well, I mean, I've
You
got
are
a pillow
meant
by
to-
my head.
You're meant to have like a pillow under your head and then like one either side of your...
That's how I sleep.
You're meant to have like 3 pillows, right? So the one under your head, one to hug your body with so that your arm doesn't go dead, and then like kind of one between your knees.
Yeah,
Or
I don't do
legs.
the one between my knees. I put one behind my back.
Oh, really?
I do
Yeah, I
the
make
like...
a sort of nest
Oh.
of pillows
Nice.
to sleep
yeah,
in.
I do the same, but that's why I have 4 pillows. And then the pillow I hug, then that kind of like is long. I'm very short, so like it's long enough for me to kind of smush a little
You got
between
a body?
my knees.
Have you got an anime body pillow? Do
His name is...
Cecil.
I was going to say Ciel from
Ciel.
Black Butler, but it's not because that's a child. I just realized.
I can't sleep with more. I have to have 2 pillows
Sebastian.
as my head pillow. I can't sleep with
I
any
have to
else.
have
I'm the
2 as
opposite.
well.
I cannot sleep with 2
I have
pillows.
Really? I can't sleep with one anymore.
If my one pillow is too thick,
You're done. You're done
Really?
for.
I'd rather
Done
sleep with
for.
none.
I'm
I'd
in
rather
your
sleep with no
camp.
pillow, yeah.
I'm in your camp, Sean. I have 2 under my head, 1 either side, and then sometimes 1 at the bottom.
What about the triangle pillows? You know the V-shaped pillows that you can get?
Heresy.
An
Yeah, they
anime
are,
body
aren't they?
pillow.
My mum, I think to this day. No, she doesn't anymore. She got converted away
Oh, right.
from the pillow of triangle.
I actually sleep with one of those.
Blow up vest.
Yeah, like with those ones, those neck pillows that you wear on airplanes.
plane.
Yeah, they're so comfortable.
I think they like the
thought-
life jacket that comes that you blow up and
If,
just.
I thought that was a souvenir.
Yeah.
if someone would like to make like not quite an anime body pillow, but like those pillows that are like a torso and an arm. They're like
Yes,
made for
they hug
lonely
you.
people spooning.
Oh,
Please make me one of them, but like with a fictional character of my choosing.
And
Or listener, tell us what your pillow arrangements are.
yeah.
Please do.
what
I'm
is
sure
the
it's
correct way?
fascinating.
Now, for those of you that aren't aware, which is all of you, because we haven't said it until about 10 seconds from now, the reason this is a slightly different episode is we're a bit more subdued as it's past our bedtime. It's past the curfew of the podcasting room.
And things are getting weird.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we're slightly more subdued and quieter so as not to wake the beasts above us.
Yes, if there's thumping halfway through the podcast, it's because we've become too exuberant.
Yes, which
Or our housemates are having sex.
that too. Well, I don't know if one of them. Well, I think one of them might come in halfway through. We're also, by the way, we're in the worst setup. There's a glass. We're using a glass table in the most open room. So, sexy Chris is probably screaming right now.
What's wrong with glass?
Gets in your ass.
I've seen that video. Do you guys remember that?
What?
It was
yes,
like
yes.
you know when there was like that thing of two girls, one cup, and then like all of those other videos that spawned trying to be like
when the cup goes in him,
up his butt,
yes,
and then it breaks
because he breaks and he lands in it, and there's a little piece in his his anal trail.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. Things up the butt.
What have you had up your butt?
This is actually it's not.
Actually, I kind of want to know this now.
It's not a bad idea.
TM it right now.
But we don't have to copyright things in Australia. As long as we just say that it is copyright, it is copyright.
All right, sweet, copyright.
Yeah, done.
Shit.
Chris, get on it.
So, guys, today, this week, on this Monday, which is actually the Thursday, we will be doing Season 6, Episode 19, Ghost in the Machines.
Whoop.
Which is what?
Ghost in the Machine.
Yeah, that's it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Just is that thing.
I love a good easy answer.
What is that thing, though? Where does that originally come from?
I think it's just a saying
is
from
it from
Einstein.
Data or like that?
Oh, wait, I did look this up and I didn't write it down.
Is it like to do with the fact that we know what happens in a computer, but I mean, I'm sure there are people who know exactly what happens in a computer, but to the layman, it's like there's something ethereal there. Like, sure, we know logically what happens when we push a button, the hard drive and all that. But like, do we know? It
is British philosopher Gilbert Ryle's description of René Descartes' mind-body dualism. Ryle introduced the phrase in the concept of mind to highlight the view of Descartes and others that mental and physical activity occur simultaneously, but separately. So basically talking about the mind is like a ghost that inhabits the body.
Our body is the machine.
And our mind is the ghost.
That's very interesting. There's like I wish I remembered a lot of things. But then there is a woman and she
those years of alcohol abuse.
Yes.
You are
drinking a gin right now.
There's a woman and she has made a lot of steps and she's really kind of at the forefront of life extension and life and because there's a whole movement to basically what happens next. What happens if we beat mortality? Where do we go? What do we do? And there's a woman who's kind of like,
Is she still alive?
God, I hope it's something more interesting.
Is she still alive right now?
She is alive.
Oh, so it's working well.
But she's basically, I can't remember if it was her daughter or her partner, but she is working a lot to basically, I'm fairly sure it's her partner. So it's like and she's great and she's also queer and there's a lot of interesting stuff around that. And you guys are just completely
I'm just really waiting for you to
around right now.
Get to the point.
Oh.
Why is it related to Ghost in the Machine?
Yes, sorry, because she's trying to...
It was just like, where is this going?
Cut all of this.
We're in What's Up My Ass podcast.
Sorry, so she's trying to use AI to like recreate the thought patterns of her dead spouse.
Okay.
Are you happy now?
Yeah.
Yes. You could have just led with that.
I couldn't quite remember it.
You were doing it on the fly.
I was trying to like go on around. I'm sorry.
And she's really
I
great.
don't even know why I say things.
Because most of the time they're funny and intelligent. That's why. It's a genuinely nice thing I'm saying. Don't worry.
Yeah. Usually you're not shit.
Usually
they don't just ramble into nothing.
Hey guys, want to know who the director for this episode was?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Do you want to know who the writer was?
No.
Oh, do you want to know what the air date was?
Sure.
Okay, well, cool. So the director for this episode, Phil's checked out. He's gone. He's done. He's away. Get this man a gin. The director The director for this episode is Ray Claffey, who has returned from the Futurama Holiday Spectacular. What are you looking at behind me?
A cat and also the person arriving home.
I thought Hjalmar was back. I just outed my housemate. That's fine. Hey!
Outed them as your housemate.
Out of shame.
There's not many people called Hjalmar in the world. They can figure out where he lives and then where we live.
I'm sure there's a fuck ton in Iceland.
Yeah, well, they know we're not in Iceland, though. Well, they do now. This was Ray Claffey's swan song, by the way. So this is
Okay.
the final episode that he ever did for Futurama. He's done. He's gone.
the writer? Did you say?
No, he's the director.
Director.
We haven't even got to the writer yet.
Oh,
No.
God.
Do you know who the writer was?
Ken
Yes,
Keeler?
please.
No, actually,
Damn it.
the writer was Patrick M. Verone.
Nice.
Okay.
Back from all Reconcilable Indifferences.
Right.
And what I did find out was that with Eric Rogers, who was a writer from the original series, they're one of the only two people that wrote for both the TV show and the comics
Oh, okay.
at the same time.
Should check them out at some point.
We should. Do you reckon? I was thinking
Side
about this,
mission.
like legitimately.
mission.
We should do a side mission where we read the comic
Look out loud.
out loud.
Oh, I think that would
and
be
describe
terrible.
panel by panel what's going on.
Wow, I hate it.
I actually
Let's
think,
do it.
I actually think Pods and the Key of Springfield did that for a Simpsons comic, and it was actually kind of really entertaining.
Okay, well...
We don't have their incredible dynamic,
We have
charm.
no chemistry whatsoever.
Speak for yourself.
Wait, so you have chemistry with us, but we don't have chemistry with you?
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's tense.
Oh, we can go on birthday watch. Air date, June 30th, 2011, which was 8 or 9 days before my 20th. No, yep, my 20th birthday.
We're 30th of June, did you say?
30th of June.
It
14
is
days before my birthday.
27 days after my birthday. What year was that?
2011.
This should be really easy to do the math. But
8
it's
years
not.
ago.
How much of this
So I was
podcast
24.
How much of this podcast is usable so far?
Probably about 20%, I'd say.
Hey Phil,
Yo,
do you want to give us a plot rundown?
wish me luck.
Hey.
I'm going in. This is the story of how Bender dies, becomes a ghost, nearly scares Fry to death, and then manages to get his body back.
I have a question about this, and I have two questions about this. Number one, does this mean that suicide booths are a lie? As in, if they're
What do you mean?
if they're all actual robots, then it's not suicide; it's murder.
It's always
It's
murder.
always murder.
It's always murder.
Every single time.
It could be assisted suicide.
That's really hard because remember that German cannibal who got done for murder, even though it was he put an ad in a paper being like, "I want to kill and eat someone."
Isn't that
That's
from the
almost
IT
like-
and a
crowd?
really
I would like that.
well, yeah, but it was based on a real case, and a guy was like, "I'm very suicidal and want to die, so
Please eat
I
me."
want to do this with you." But the cannibal still got murder, and even though it's like the guy was willing, it's grey, like a robot, like Cold Steel.
Like Bender.
How was that for rambling?
But murder, basically.
It's basically murder, but you know, it's voluntary murder.
But also it's paid murder, so it's assassination.
Yeah.
Wait, what is
self assassination?
what do you call it if you're paid to kill someone? That is the definition of assassination,
Yeah.
isn't it? So all suicide booths are ninjas, essentially.
Yes.
Why
That's
ninjas?
why they're so hard to
Well, I was
see.
actually chatting about this with a friend the other day. It's
With a ninja.
What constitutes a ninja? Like, what is a ninja? Is a ninja...
Someone who knows ninjutsu.
Is it just that? If I learn ninjutsu, am I a ninja? Or is it more
They
of a...
would never teach you ninjutsu.
Why not?
Because you have to learn it from like birth practically, right?
But I can still do that.
Was ninjutsu
What?
is ninjutsu an actual practice though, or
This
is
is
it
my
just
question.
Sure, yeah.
hokum?
No, I'm pretty sure it's real.
Okay.
Because we
Yama's nodding. He's saying, yeah,
Yeah.
ninjutsu is real. He
Thanks,
knows.
Yama.
He knows. Like, it's very popular in Iceland.
or is it just a...
Oh, you know those Viking ninjas. They'll get you. They've got like the beard poking out.
That's my other question is, did ninjas actually wear the black garb? You know, the
that doesn't
You are
come across.
making
No.
a gesture on a podcast, Sean.
you visually describe what I'm doing.
So you are covering your face and your
Shiny
the
forehead.
second half
Wait,
of your
what?
face.
The thing didn't say.
Is my forehead shiny?
It's only because you're sitting directly under the lights. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
It's all good.
can you see yourself in it?
No.
Oh,
You polish harder.
my second question. Oh, unless you had something to add to that.
I mean, nobody knows
About
because no one's
ninjas.
ever seen them.
Is it?
Oh, Is that how you? If someone says they're a ninja, they're not a ninja.
Yeah, because you can see them.
And they're right in front of you telling you that they're a ninja.
that's
Oh, I thought you were going by the rule of if you ask someone if they're a cop.
So if you ask someone if they're a ninja,
if I
they
ask you if you're a ninja, you have to say legally.
Smoke bomb.
I did have a second question, and I've
Did you
forgotten
remember
it entirely. So I'm sure it was relevant.
Sure. Let's move on.
Yeah. What do you got?
I thought this episode was a bit messy. It rambles
I thought
a bit.
this messy was a
and
bit episode.
It just sort of seems a bit. There's good moments, but they just sort of. It's like a collection of good moments. Yeah. It's like good scene, weird scene, good scene, weird scene. It just seems kind of thrown together.
I've realized,
it's not like I hate it, but it's not the cleanest episode.
I've realized a lot of things that I like about Futurama episodes is when it's just neat. Like really, and it could be like a series of vignettes. Like we have a lot of fun in the anthology of interest, and those are not trying to be
that has structure,
long stories. Just the tighter it is, the better, and the timing of the jokes are really, really important. And there's a few that just like fell super flat. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff I really enjoyed about this episode, like a lot of gags, a lot of lame,
what are the visual gags,
lame
like
dad humor. Sorry?
Dead X was one of my personal favorites.
Yes, I laughed so hard about that. I think I was still giggling like probably 30 seconds after the joke had actually happened.
It's so dark.
There
are lots of individually great things, like I like Scruffy and his buffet.
And they
bring it back. Like.
It's dropped a lot throughout the how's Scruffy and his buffet going?
I'm suffering from too much macaroni.
Yeah, I'm guessing that. What do you think Scruffy cooks? Because I'm guessing it's soul food.
Like
it's biscuits. He said he was
so he's
making
got biscuits, and then the
macaroni?
Reverend also says, "I've got the too much mac sweat." What's it? The too much macaroni sweats.
Yeah. So just is it just things he can microwave?
We're talking about proper soul foods. Show
macaroni.
Some fucking
macaroni.
Yeah,
soul food.
It is mac and cheese.
That's
soul food.
That's soul food.
What's it like? Cajun was like soul food.
Soul food is like barbecue. It's all like very southern cooking. So like lots of very rich, creamy, filling comfort foods. You're not going to see a lot of veggies.
I'm going to look up soul food here. Or maybe it's just food from Seoul.
From
Why
the
don't
Korean.
you trust
it's just
me,
Korean.
Sean?
It's just Korean food. That's what you're talking about.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to talk about Bender functions because
there
was
a lot.
There's a lot.
How much time do we have?
So we have his head is converted into a garbage can.
Yep.
His antenna can be extended into a handy pointing device. He can be used as a vacuum cleaner. Just his arm and his torso. His arm is a back scratcher.
Back scratcher.
And his eyes are
Benoit balls.
well, they're not Benoit balls.
Oh, are Benoit balls Kegels? I never remember.
Yes.
Oh no.
I really hope that's not what Amy used them for.
Isn't there okay. I'm getting so sidetracked here. Isn't there a bit in 50 Shades of Grey where they use
I'm not the person to ask
like
for this.
those balls as Benoit balls?
I believe they use some Benoit balls, but I don't know if they... I'm not an expert.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to look up Benoit balls.
Did you find out what soul food was and you didn't want to tell us?
I did. Soul food is a variety of cuisine originating in the southeastern US and from African American culture. It also has Native American influences. What's going on with my voice? It is common in areas with a historical presence of African Americans and has been a cultural staple. Look, this isn't really telling me a lot.
Is mac and cheese soul food? That's the important thing.
Okay, let me type up.
Yes.
Soul food.
Why can't you just trust me?
Mac and cheese.
Never trust a witch.
Never trust an Ellen.
What do you mean? Witches are so important to trust. They had very important knowledge
I've seen
about
Hansel and Gretel witch hunters.
We may have to apologize to Ellen here. I've got a recipe for soul food macaroni and cheese.
Thank you.
Only if you can make it and produce it will we accept it.
I don't make soul food. You literally just said a whole spiel about how it is predominantly African American culture, and then you go, Here you go, white European woman.
Yes,
Go do that.
please.
Maybe Scruffy knew the Reverend was coming and was making like biscuits and mac and cheese for like to cater for him because he's just that good.
Scruffy is like southern, right? Maybe.
Or is he?
I
Yeah.
don't really know with that accent. It seems southern. Just the mouth
Scruff is
posture.
from many places.
The mouth posture that you're doing, where it's like all to the side, seems very southern.
Scruff is from LA.
I love the sun.
I remembered the second thing I wanted to ask now, which is robots. Ghosts have appeared before, which is in the honking. What was the reason that they were like? What was Farnsworth's bullshit explanation again?
Faulty router?
Or router for our American friends.
Isn't that what the robot devil said to Bender though? That he
he's
is
just
just
Wi-Fi. He's been uploaded to the cloud.
So the difference is that they were
God.
connected by the wiring, and now they no longer need it because they have the cloud. That's
I think so.
the difference.
I think so.
I'm just curious.
I have a
How dead
quite
robots have
philosophical
evolved.
question here.
Please.
So, if the proposed thing of how to extend life works, and we can make ourselves into just pure data, right, and then upload that into a kind of AI, and then that AI goes into the cloud.
Like the Winter Soldier. Yes.
Can we turn it into a terrible movie with Johnny Depp?
Which one's that? Oh,
You could turn it-
Transcendence.
But like, is that something that you would want to choose? For
Yes.
yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a nerd. I'd totally
But
do
like,
it.
would that be you? Would that data
I
be
don't.
you?
Do
Well,
I?
that's an ineffable, unanswerable question.
That's why I said
Do I
have
think
a
it's- do I
philosophical
think it's me?
question.
Do I believe it's me?
If the
Yeah.
Oh, then yes.
Yeah, if the
Okay.
consciousness that I upload thinks that it's me and is aware, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Even if it splits me in two and there's me and the computer one, I'd be like, that's rad.
But also, if I don't know it's me, what I don't.
You're
I just
not
don't
gonna.
know.
You're not gonna lose out, right?
No.
Okay.
The only
very
person that
pragmatic
loses out
approach.
is whoever's with me and has to talk to me.
But you do get a chance to leave your legacy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is this.
Yeah.
This is my legacy
Our average
right here.
lifespan is not going to be enough for us to leave a legacy, so we need another.
What is our average
infinity.
lifespan? Now,
About 80.
What's
5
yours?
years.
mine?
Mine's about 90.
Mine's about 45 at this rate.
Well, I smoke, so mine's significantly shorter. Weren't we talking about something?
We're talking about the
how
robots.
Bender is
How
a ghost.
Yes, great.
Because I was confused by the fact that that robots could die in the honking, because it actually, one of them died. His great granduncle was grandpa or whatever.
Yes.
And then the robot. So no matter what, in both those episodes, they didn't believe that ghosts were a thing until they were a thing.
You know what I would have liked to have seen? The teen. Oh, he's not a teen. He's just a nerd. The nerd we see absolutely smushed at the beginning.
Yeah.
It would have been a nice.
His ghost.
Yeah, it would have been a nice thing to be like, oh, robots do die. Remember how this whole
Thing started.
conflict is kicked off by Fry not being able or not really caring much to save the
Hey,
robot
he could
nerd.
only save one of them.
One nerd. One nerd must
I
survive.
could only save one.
Chicks dig paleontologists.
Oh my god. Or what was it? Paleontologists do it in the dirt.
I
Yeah.
like that shirt.
That's
a way better
quite-
shirt.
Do you
Also,
know
the line, "Thank you for saving my terribly dressed husband," is really apt.
What is
Like-
the worst shirt you've ever seen someone wear? The reason I ask this is because someone comes into my work semi-regularly wearing the same shirt, which is sorry Katut, I fucked Rhonda.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if
generally any kind of middle-aged dude shirts are terrible. Not like even just the non-offensive ones are still shit. Like I had someone come into my work the other day and it was like, "Oh, born to go fishing, forced to work," or some shit like that. I'm like,
I really like the absurdly targeted ones that I find on
Phil, fuck off.
Yeah. I hate that shirt.
Ellen, you talk for
on the-
too long and are rambling and you're not making.
It's on the worst things for sale, and this one's like, yes, my daughter is studying clinical psychology. That doesn't mean we're crazy or something.
That's brilliant.
That's
would
more
love-
intelligent than most of them.
I would love that, but if it goes into like super long context about the family and like, yes, my daughter studies clinical psychology, and we had to put down our dog in 2005.
What did you do with your dog?
And,
Our dog? What did you do with your dog?
and her boyfriend has an interesting shaped dong, and but we're moving together as a family, and we're not all crazy. And that's the shirt. I would love that. Please, someone make it.
How much of our current recording is about Futurama? About 5%.
I can tell you what my favorite sentence was. That kind of speaking of dong.
Not that it wasn't what you're saying wasn't interesting.
I'd love to see how far I can go on a recording before Phil's head explodes from how far off course we get. It's my favorite. It's one of my joys. It's one of my joys in this world.
I have a question, Phil. Are you editing?
No.
Shut the fuck up then.
Hey, speaking of dongs, my favorite line in this is, get out of here, you horrific sausage.
Oh, yeah. I loved the whole setup for this episode where they were like, let's just wait until our insurance ticks over. Amy screams, there's a giant sausage. And
Everyone freaks
Hermes
out.
tries to just shoo it away like it's a stray cat.
Shoo. Be gone.
Hermie has the other great line in this, which is, did someone say limbo?
That really tickled me as well. I love that line.
I thought the start of this episode was actually very strong. Like,
What was the start again?
We just said the insurance,
the insurance thing.
And
They
then
go
the parade.
straight into the parade.
The parade about
There's a lot of
parades.
really great jokes about how parades are shit and no one likes them.
The Jamaican float.
There's also like a nice bit of setup for Bender and Fry's relationship where
It's all right. It's gone now. You don't need it.
during the parade, Fry is sitting on top of Bender's shoulders like a little kid. It's very cute. And he's even got the ice cream.
And Bender has done it to reassure him. He's like, is that okay now? He's like, yeah, I feel much better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's
It's
given him
very
ice cream
cute.
and a piggyback ride so that he doesn't feel so bad about balloons.
It's very, very cute.
That's right. Fry just hates it because it's a
balloon, yeah. He's just
Yeah.
terrified of giant balloons.
And he bites right into that ice cream, which I very much dislike. I
I
very-
buy
front,
ice
like
cream.
front face. Can anyone,
I
do you
buy
know
ice
anyone that
cream.
can do that?
bite straight into an
Like,
ice
as in,
cream.
like, the front
No.
teeth.
I can do that, yeah.
Can you?
How?
What?
Does it not hurt?
No.
On a really
He's
bad...
got enamel on his teeth. Kill him.
Is it a British thing?
I don't know.
Don't you
I
guys
think my
have...
back teeth hurt more with cold things than
Really?
my front teeth.
I cannot do... I have very sensitive teeth,
So do I.
I can't do it. Yeah.
No. I'm going to ask Paul Goodman.
My favourite joke of that whole
He's British.
section is, this Saturday shall henceforth be known as Friday.
Oh, my God.
And everyone groaned.
Oh,
It gets me so bad.
I should also mention we've been asked by the Simpsons Index. One thing they try to do, they try to get a hashtag going, which is Fry July.
Fry July?
Fry
Fry July, where you just
Ah.
post Fry memes for a full
Okay.
month.
Okay.
Sick. Let's do that.
So
We raise you that.
yeah, and
You also like in that section, on Fry.
On Fry.
It's always a throwaway joke where he goes, that was really nice of the mayor's wife to have sex with me.
what?
Did you miss that?
What was
Did
that?
you miss that? Like,
Totally missed that.
after he after it's announced that it's going to be Friday and the key gag,
Yeah.
he comes back to the Planet Express and the first thing he says is, "Goes, it was real nice of the mayor's wife to have sex with me."
How did I miss that?
I can't believe you missed it.
That's a
It
great
was such a
line.
good line.
That's a really great line. It was nice of her.
It was very nice.
Also, when was the last time we saw Poopenmeyer? I feel like he's been away for a while, and he's also now a really fancy mayor. Like he always
in a
wears.
fancy car. Well, he's on this parade day.
That's true.
Yeah.
But he's had a lot of other really significant events that he doesn't really dress up for. He just wears that same, what is it, like a dark blue vest and the white shirt, and
Yeah.
that's about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
This was like full-on formal tux, man.
Oh. Is that a
Fashion
Fashion
corner.
corner?
Fashion corner
Well,
with Ellen.
There's a few accessories that I really like.
Wink.
It's more just for a gag, but the taking off caps. The caps that you have specifically
For taking
to
off.
take
It's a
off.
sign of respect.
But they're all very suited to
Each person.
whoever is like I think Farnsworth has an old, like, not quite houndstooth, but like that kind of old checked pattern.
It's like a tartan.
It is
yeah,
tartan,
yeah.
yeah. It's like red and green, isn't it?
Yeah.
That kind of old page boy
A couple
cap.
of them have like tartan flap caps.
Yeah. Fry does.
Fry
I think
does.
maybe he just got one
I
from the
think
pile.
Got one of Farnsworth's ones.
Zoidberg
Hermes
has
have
like
one?
a shower cap.
He goes,
Leela's got quite a big old... Is it Leela or Amy? I'm fairly sure it's Leela.
she's like a bucket
The-
hat.
I thought she had like a big old floppy hat. like a 70s kind of sun hat with a
maybe,
big
yeah.
floral arrangement, and it was like bright
The
pink.
timing of that gag is great, where he just goes pop, and you just get to quickly see all their hats.
It's also the phrasing of get our taking off caps. What? Our taking off caps, you savage. Yeah, caps you specifically take off to honor someone. It's
What about
really great.
the tone matched Amish beards?
Oh,
Quite liked that. I mean, I don't like Amish fashion. It would be quite itchy, but like.
it actually wasn't going to be the Amish homeworld either. Originally, they were just going to go to a jungle tropical planet.
Oh.
For
yeah.
like that was just the original homeworld they were going to go with.
Amish
Like,
works,
it's once
though,
again away
'cause-
from technology
Away from
sort of
tech,
deal.
yeah.
But also, Amish people have technology. I know that defies the point, but there are some communities where it's like you just simply have to, and they have like one. There's places that have,
And how are you going to go on Facebook? I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah. But how are you going to meet Russian singles? But like, there are places that sell computers specifically for Amish people. I know that sounds
Clockwork
bonkers.
computers.
I know that sounds bonkers, but it's
Sounds
like
bonkers.
they have to have like super old versions, but also like with so much.
So it's all right if it's running Windows 95.
Yes, that's
Do you want
basically
me to
Amish.
like look it up and prove you
Oh
wrong
my-
again
Well,
on something
You've
that
only
you...
proved me right.
We proved it right last time.
That was the
Why
joke.
he's looking up? I'm
That
just
was
going to
the
go through
joke.
some of my
That's the
favorite
joke.
gags because the episode's a total mess with funny moments. Zoidberg playing the theremin
Yes.
during the seance scene. Also, the joke that starts that scene, which is like, "We shall solve it with science." Welcome to the
Straight
seance.
into a seance, yeah.
I said science, damn it. Just the Exorcist reveal that's what they're doing next, and the music. That's great. I love that.
Oh yeah. Also, there's another reference, another spooky reference, which I love.
Spooky.
I really wanted to watch this movie the other day, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Poltergeist. The
Not on Netflix?
no, I mean I'm probably just gonna have to buy it. It is a classic.
It might be on our shelf down there because there's a lot of horror titles on there that Yama has.
Possibly. But like the whole scene where Fry is
Possibly. Shut the fuck up.
I just wanted to stretch. It's where Fry is like cowering and all the machines and
Oh,
stuff
they're in a
are
spiral
spinning.
around him.
That's Poltergeist.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, it's very good shot. Also, I love the
Good use of 3D in there. That shot as well.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. It's also very spooky, like just the idea of all these things moving on. They're not of their own volition, but you know, the things moving in front of you that we can't see. And also Bender doing it. It's way...
When Bender first tries to haunt him as well, and he ends up just like falling asleep.
Oh, one of my favorite
That's
gags is Bender trying to haunt Fry. One toast pops. It has B-O.
Oh.
The second toast pops. It has O! Exclamation mark. Boo. And Fry flips his shit. He's like, "Ugh!"
Well, first he's really confused. He's like, Bo?
Bo?
What is Bo?
Yeah. You would think surely that would take some of the edge off being haunted.
No, not really.
Not at all, no.
And that's that montage of him like getting into Amish life and Bender just like wholesomely haunting him.
Yeah.
And just like giving him hugs and stuff.
Oh, it was so...
It's so nice.
It was so sweet to see the Bender 180 of him actually giving a shit about Fry. Like, it's something I really like. Like, we all know that we like heart in Futurama, but especially when it comes from Bender, I think it's more shocking to have it come from such a callous, self-involved character.
We know he loves Fry.
It is interesting,
We do
right?
know, but we
yeah.
don't see it often.
He's very
we
petty.
come from
Obviously, he turns
so
away
many-
from it very quickly. Sorry.
We come from so many episodes where they're either like... Some episodes are much harder to frame Bender as anything other than a complete a-hole.
Yes.
Like A Pharaoh to Remember, which is one of the first episodes Ellen came on. It's just like, no, he's just a complete and utter jackass.
Yeah.
There's
Irredeemable.
nothing redeemable about him in that episode.
Yeah. Whereas this is
Nothing.
the complete 180. Like, it's... He's
He
actually...
redeems himself.
I mean, he does try and kill Fry.
He gets to heaven.
just.
He does get to heaven.
But
and,
also-
and then possesses God.
I mean, this is going to be so bizarre because I'm arguing
I went to
for
heaven.
Bender. But like, he didn't go out specifically to kill Fry. He just wanted to make a deal with the robot devil to get Oh no, wait, he did.
No, but then he
No.
did very much try to
Never
kill Fry.
mind, he's an a-hole.
He wants his own body back. And
I
so-
tried,
so goes
Bender.
to kill Fry.
I did try.
And the reason he turns that around is because Fry's like, oh, I see the value of robot life.
Yeah. That
Only when
belongs
it's in
to
his
my
best friend.
Yeah. yes, very
is-
specifically.
But that's the same policy that Bender holds.
That's the same policy that probably most people hold.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I care about as long as I know them.
Yeah. I mean, sad, but probably accurate.
But does it relate to me?
Oh, wait. Heroes don't do drugs, except maybe Drug Man.
Oh, Drug Man!
I really want to see that superhero. Is he just like tweaking and itching the whole time?
It's like, you know the company that made the Toxic Avenger? It's like that line of
Yeah.
movies would just be Drug Man.
Great satire comic book movie. I would love it.
I loved the fresh pineapples gag. That you have a vending machine specifically to give out fresh pineapples.
How fresh can they be?
And also, how much did it cost? It was like a ludicrously cheap amount. I'm very upset. I want a fresh
Pineapple vending machine with cheap pineapples.
And is it the gag only because it's such an a pineapple is such a pointy, sharp, unforgiving thing to then have Bender get in the machine and just pelt
Him.
pineapples?
I think it might be. Yeah,
It's a very
it's
good
the most
gag.
vicious fruit.
I enjoyed it.
It is the most vicious fruit.
Yeah.
I would think it would be the ugly.
It was a particularly sharp slice of mango.
Okay. So what we're going to do now?
I have another gag.
Look, we could go on about our favourite gags forever. I have to cut it off at some
But
point.
it's a really good one.
Well, get it out of your system, then we're going
It's
to a vote.
when the mayor asks what Fry's name is, and he says, "Oh,
I
I
don't
don't know, Fry."
That got me too. The Fry can vary between being like a
Complete ditz.
like
He could also be
being incredibly stupid, like
could also be,
unfathomably stupid, and
like-
just quite smart sometimes.
Yeah, he could just also be on the down low resisting the police.
I
don't know. What is my name, officer?
But you were just a cop, Fry. You were like just recently a cop.
Oh, he forgot.
We all forgot.
All right. I don't care. Vote now.
So this is up against Law and Oracle.
It is.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Oracle
Where he
is
was
so
a cop.
It's so much better than this episode.
Phil,
It's so much better.
We are.
give a little suspense.
It's just streets ahead.
Look, Phil, I think you're
And
just
if you don't know what
biased.
that means, you're streets behind.
You're biased against the fact that we just had the director on for an interview for Law and Oracle. I think you're a little bit biased.
Yeah, man. I'm
not.
just gonna vote for their episodes now.
We're voting for all of Steven's episodes.
Yes.
Done.
Whoa.
And they're all winners now. If you want me to explain a bit further about why, it's basically what I've been saying this whole episode. This is a kind of a piecemeal episode thrown together from different moments and set pieces, whereas Law and Oracle has an idea, a central idea, and it runs with it, explores some new dimensions to old characters, whereas this just goes, here are some, it'd be fun to have the Reverend. You get a little bit more about the Robot Devil, but nothing really insightful. And so we just, it doesn't stick with me. I don't think I'm going to remember this in detail for very long.
There is no B plot to this, is there?
No, it's just a very extended, rambly A plot.
Yeah. Like me.
Like everything you've said this evening.
I have feelings.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. Ellen, I didn't know. If I knew you had feelings, I wouldn't be
Are you
such a
going now,
bitch.
Sean, or
Oh, was that you?
what?
Like you just ignored. I thought you were going to your bit.
I guess I
seemed like you
could
were
in a
starting.
rambling.
Yeah, I thought you started and then you
in a
stopped.
rambling long roundabout way.
That was a rambling silence.
Go, John. You go.
I was just going to say, like, what I realized about this episode is that this is an episode that you can just stick on in the background and you don't really have to pay attention to. Like, it's not a bad episode. It's just one of those ones where you go, Futurama's on, I'm going to pop this on. It's funny. It's got the great visual gag. It's kind of what I was thinking about when we were recently on the Simpsons Index, which will be up as of 2 days ago if you're listening to us when this episode first drops on. Why are you shaking your head? That's correct.
No, I know. It's just time, man.
It's wibbly wobbly stuff.
And we talked about the HD era Simpsons episode, which was pretty abysmal.
Yeah.
But we loved all the sight gags and all all the signs and everything else. They were the best part about this episode. I feel a lot of the best humor comes from things we can see or that aren't specifically dialogue or character driven.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's not a hugely memorable plot, at least when you pop it against like something like Law and Oracle, which takes characters. And it's also what the new Futurama does really well, which is exploring new character combinations.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. And that's why Law and Oracle gets it for me.
That episode also has some stakes, like it builds up to a crescendo, whereas you sort of always know that this is just going to come back to the status quo eventually.
Oh,
Yeah.
how awful. Like, if Bender was just a ghost for the rest of the series.
I think, this is just, it's a push in the three directions that we want it to be, the heart, the sci-fi, and the comedy. Everything just needs to be tighter. Like, actually, no, I quite like the heart. The heart can stay. I think the gags just, they're throwing a lot at the wall, and there's some really goofy ones that we really enjoyed. But the timing makes some fall flat. And I think the fact that it's just not, it's not cohesive, it's not really structured, that means that the rest kind of falls away. The sci-fi, the same thing. It could be really well explored. The fact of a ghost robot is a really cool idea, and I think it's kind of nodded to. But I mean, you could have a whole episode just about that. I know this episode is just about that, but it doesn't really feel like it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Which they can do really well because none of the characters believe in it either. So you've got free reign to explore it from a complete grounded level because no one believes that robot
and
ghosts exist.
Bender doesn't know what's happening to him at first, so
No, he has no clue.
They could do a cool thing with like he finds other robot ghosts and they're like, oh, it's not so bad, you can stay.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you haunt things for the greater good or something like that?
Yeah.
And, he has a bit of a tug about going back to his old life or something like that.
Yeah.
He goes to the Amish homeworld and there's just millions of ghost robots there.
Ghost
Oh
robots.
my
That's
god, would that be like the ultimate robot ghost? Just
Hang out.
almost hell, but like the worst kind of purgatory you can imagine, because there's nothing for you
to
to
go into.
possess. There's nothing.
But maybe that
nothing
gives
there.
them peace. There's no temptation
I suppose
to get their haunting on.
I suppose. I don't
Did
know.
you haunt me?
That was a really good question. Yeah, and that's the end of the
That's just the
episode.
end.
It just cuts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything should just be knocked up a notch.
Bam.
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 Boo.
Yeah, and even if it was to be like not cohesive, just like it could just really go all out on the gags, because I think that's probably the strongest thing this episode has for it, just silliness. If it had just been like level 10 silly, then I wouldn't have minded so much. But it's good. It's just not tight.
Just not season 6 winner good,
Yeah.
No.
which sticks with Law and Oracle.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
I do believe it.
Okay. Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
Let's get our voice on.
I've already done a really good Scruffy this episode.
Actually, you know what? We are back onto the classics, so Scruffy is as good a place to go as any.
Also, why did you only say Phil?
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Because I do it individually. So I say, Phil, do you want to do a voice?
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Thanks, Phil. Hey, Ellen, do you
Yeah.
want to do a voice?
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, see, this is why I didn't ask you.
Did you want
He has feelings.
Don't defend me.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
Are we all doing Scruffy?
Yeah. We've gone through the classics
I
again.
can't even remember any lines.
What about my buffet?
Oh, I got one. Oh, no, you said it. You said the one that I want to use.
Which one?
I made
You said bite my, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bite my-
Twice.
Yeah.
Shiny metal. I had some mac and cheese. It's just something.
Does he say anything else?
No.
No.
You do it.
He says,
Hey, I'm Scruffy. I'm in this episode just to
Nice.
say, bite my shiny metal ass. Did you know that that's Bender's catchphrase? Hey, Wash
we
Bucket,
are
come here.
contractually obliged to do
I
it.
changed my mind.
No wash bucket.
no. Maybe Washbucket died and is now a ghost as well.
Oh. And then you could have like oh my god, you could have a ghost rip off.
Who are you going to call? Ghost Bucket.
The number you have dialed was lame in 1980.
1987.
Such a weird shot to take.
But you could have a like a ghost story with the Scruffy and Washbucket. A Washbucket's like.
Wasn't there another like oddly specific dig as well? I can't remember what it was. It was like some product or something.
Oh, I didn't like the use of the word shyster.
Oh,
shyster.
I can't even remember when that was in.
It's the gypsy fortune telling machine.
That's right. That's why I really didn't like it because it's yet another insult against the Romani.
Oh, you're really sticking up for those Romani.
I may be a janitor, but I don't.
And you may be just some janitorial equipment.
I don't know.
Go before I change my mind.
It's one of those jokes that it's like, I don't think we'd be making now,
I reckon they'd say shyster. I think Americans have a bit more of an easy relationship with that kind of Yiddish slang.
Sure.
Americans are cooler about that sort of
about
thing.
racism.
About schlepping.
Finger guns.
Oy vey.
Schlepping and oy vey and shysters.
Yeah, totally. But those other words aren't like meant to be about
Insults.
a specific race of people.
Is shyster a racial slur?
That's what I thought.
Huh. Let's Google it.
Fuck.
So while I'm Googling this, if I don't find the answer, if you would like to tell me the answer, you can do so by emailing us at babybeardmedia@gmail.com.
Oh my God, is this our sign off?
This is how we do it.
Jesus Christ. Okay, you can also find us on Instagram. It's at babybeardmedia. You can see a time lapse of this very recording. It's not going to be very good quality. My bad. I have an iPhone. If you'd like to send me a new one, please do. Where else are we?
We're also on Facebook. You can get in touch with us on there and find out when new episodes and stuff come out. You should also keep an eye out for some new video content that should be appearing on our YouTube very soon.
Exactly. We're also on the A Lot of Green network. Are you about to tell us about that, Sean?
No, absolutely not. But I will now. Which you can find by going onto the website www.alotofgreen.com.au. Conversely, if you'd also like to know about the word shyster, according to The Observer, shyster is a deplorable and demeaning word, not acceptable in polite company, offensive, redolent with prejudice and hatred. The part about prejudice threw me for a moment. This is not me talking.
Oh.
But The Observer explained that shyster has traditionally been loaded with anti-Semitism.
Oh.
That was
So
from...
it is sort of a racial slur
So it's
against
not
Jewish
Yiddish.
people.
Look, I'm just telling you what was on law.com. That was the first Google pop-up.
Law as in LORE?
LAW.
I think it's a word for a slur for a Jewish lawyer.
Well, that's what isn't it? It's very close to Shylock. I don't know.
Email us. Let us know.
If you were offended by everything we said today.
It's not the thing I want to be emailed about.
I mean, if it's not deplorable...
A person, especially a lawyer who uses unscrupulous, fraudulent, or deceptive methods of business.
Okay.
Maybe
so
there's...
that doesn't seem very racist, but then I'm assuming there's layers to
Comes
that.
from German. A Scheisse.
Like a...
A worthless person.
Yeah. We're learning something here today. Well, guys, until the time that we learn whether shyster is a good or a bad word, I have been Sean.
I've been Ellen.
Oh, I've been Phil.
And next week you can join us for Newtopia. Farewell, everyone.
We forgot to say if you like what we do.
Please rate and review.
Bye.
Please.
Please.
I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
It's going to kill me if you don't rate.
I'm so sorry for everything in this episode.
Are you?
No. I know what I sound like, and that's an extremely high person. Like, we just keep stopping to snigger. we go on rambling long... Well, I go on rambling long tangents that don't make any sense. It sounds like we're all fucking high. We're just tired.
Ellie.
That is a great
No.
joke.
What? Ow.
He's slowly catching up, so I think he's fully caught on to the fact that we
parody him all the time.
all the time.
Take that, Goodman. Yeah, I got a message from Goodman like last week. Just heard your killer app. 1. Did you like Iron Brew when you went to Scotland? 2. Give Black Mirror a
Iron Brew.
chance. Some episodes are more astute and intuitive than others, and those are ones that are pretty profoundly disturbing. Have you seen Nathan Barley? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, don't
Don't at me.